artist in the Holliston Mills Artist Studio building. And I have a printmaking studio here where I do etching, woodcuts, lino. Most of the works here are mine and my wife, who is also a printmaker. So what you see on the walls is either they're monoprints or etchings or woodcuts. I've had a full career, and it's been great.
So I have been suffering from chronic migraines for over 25 years of my life. And as part of that, I've come up with a technique I like to call adaptive divisionism, which is a type of pointillism using acrylic paints to mirror the neurological effects that I experience with my disease in my paintings. So I try to take what I'm experiencing in the natural world and put it onto the canvas. I think I sold my first painting when I was 14, but I have been a professional artist, I want to say, since I was probably about 23 years old. And I started very seriously executing these type of paintings probably about at 26, 27 years old. My website is bethanynoelart.com. That's my Instagram handle. You can find me there. I would love to have people come by and visit my studio, and I'm always open for new ideas and to talk to people about what worked for them in their home.
After a few other careers, I just delved into art, self-taught, took a lot of classes, and came to the mill about 20 years ago. I'm an abstract artist. I work with acrylic paints, and since probably for the past few months, I have just started working again in collages that tell a little story. And the stories come from old art history books that I buy at library book sales.
It's my main career, art. I'm a professional artist. I studied in an art college, and the country doesn't exist anymore, Soviet Union. I studied graphic design and illustration in Bezalel Jerusalem Academy of Art, and I work and paint all my life. Well, my style is mostly realistic, and I try to make even imaginary things look realistic. Like this series of handy cats with heads, just imagine what would be the world if cats had opposable thumbs. I like to put things, some imaginary things into the realistic, and it's for the viewer to see them, to catch me. Yeah, but even landscapes, they're real places. You can, if you have been there, you would recognize them. But they're also, the rocks have eyes. You look at nature, the nature looks right back at you. You better beware and treat it right. This is my place. I rented this is my third year here, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because I see no better alternative to spend my life.
Well, my business is called The Cypress Cabinet. I've been doing it for almost 10 years now, mostly jewelry. I'm inspired by the natural world. Anything that is organic looking, textured, that's what I'm going for. Jewelry that feels heavy in your hands, all genders, all sizes, so it's a big inclusive vibe to my brand. My family is 5th generation copper roofers, so my dad has always been like making metal. I knew how to solder as a little kid, so when it came time to choose what to do with my life, it was a little bit natural of a transition. Kind of taught myself the intricacies of jewelry, inspired by like the bigger metalsmithing elements of my family. I'm self-taught. I've been here in the mills for almost 5 years now, so I've been able to grow as my business has grown. You can shop my whole collection on my website at thecypresscabinet.com. Everything is handcrafted to order, and I do studio appointments here in the Holliston Mills anytime my clients want to come visit.
So I am a landscape architect and resident of Holliston. I have been working on a number of projects in the Metro West area and also up in Vermont and Maine. I do mostly residential work and some public parks as well. Typically, my process is developing a schematic design with the client to figure out how best to use the particular space in terms of sunlight and soil and wind and all those elements, in addition to what type of program they're looking at for that space. I absolutely love having my office here. It's lovely and quiet and just has great light, so I appreciate all of that. I'm also one of the designers who worked on Blair Square. I worked on that through its schematic phase, which was with a couple different committees figuring out kind of what program we were looking for there and what the best layout and design was for that, and then developing that design into design documentation and construction documents, and then ultimately working with the landscape contractors to have it built.